want to introduce my sister. This is Jerry Harrison.
Hi.
This is
Hi,
Kaylin's
how's everybody?
mommy. That's right, Kaylin's on. Jerry is a member of our shul and a parent of our religious school students. She has one child in building blocks. And Kaylin, who is in our Olive class. Kaylin, you can say hello. And so she's going to go over kind of the setup and how things should look in front of you, including the brushes and the paints and all those kinds of things, and make sure that you have all the supplies that you need. And then she's going to go over the painting itself about what we're going to try to achieve.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. So like my sister said, we are going to be doing this painting right here in front of me. It's a 4 seasons tree. I figured for Tu B'Shvat, it was perfect. So what you will need is your, let's see if I can angle this right. You'll need your painting, your paints that you got from Hergic. If you have a palette to mix with, if not, you can get a plastic covered paper plate. Kaylin, hold it up again. So my daughter has a plastic covered paper plate to do some mixing and to put her paints on. You will need a cup of water to wash off your brushes. You will need some paper towels to dry the brushes. And you're going to need
A whole lot of paper towels.
a whole lot, because
apparently.
yes, we are going to be washing our brushes often because we have 4 separate sections.
All right, I see this whole family has the whole roll on their table.
Yes, and we need to make sure we get the colors completely off the brush in order to move on to the different sections. We're going to be using a big brush, one of the bigger brushes. We're going to be using one of the skinnier brushes, the skinniest one you got. We're going to be using a foam brush. Okay, and we're going to be using one of the wedge pieces of foam. All right, if you don't have that, that's okay. You can improvise with whatever brush you have. To get the texture of the leaves, that's where the foam brushes come into play. All right, so are we getting started yet or
That's
not yet?
excited. Okay, so I spoke to Rabbi Resnick. He will be on very shortly. He got his COVID vaccine today. Woo woo! His arm is a little sore, but he'll be on very shortly. So, like Jerry had said, we're going to be painting this awesome painting about the 4 seasons in honor of Tu B'Shvat, because Tu B'Shvat is all about the trees. They call it the birthday of the trees. And so we've learned from a very young age that we're supposed to start planting things around this time. And Sandy, I know that the planting season soon for the mitzvah garden is like in a month and a half-ish. So we're starting a little early, but they say if you plant your parsley seeds on Tu B'Shvat, you'll have parsley for your Pesach table.
Good.
So plant your parsley seeds now, and maybe you'll be able to have some homegrown parsley for your Seder table. Hello, Rabbi Resnick. We just went over all of the things we have in front of us. Before we start painting, I wanted to give you a moment just to welcome everybody and say a little something.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. At some point, something just came up because whatever, I'm going to be off for a little bit and come back on. But a little about Tu B'Shvat, which is exciting. First of all, this whole idea of doing this paint night is the Chazan's idea. And Yashkoach to you, because I think it's really a fun idea. And Tu B'Shvat is all about fun, and it's great to see some younger folk. It's great to see everybody, but it's great to see some younger folk on too. And having 2 sisters on with different sets of skills and talents is also great to see. And Tu B'Shvat is actually a very old commemoration day, which stems back from the time of the Talmud, though in the Talmud, it was not really a holiday. It was just kind of like listed as one of the different New Years. And I think like everyone can understand the concept. There are all kinds of different New Years, right? There's like the school year when you guys go back to school, that's in September. And then it ends in June. And there's Rosh Hashanah, and there's January 1st. So there's all kinds of New Year's. We're now having a little party celebration for the trees. And like I said in nursery school today, and I don't see anyone like nursery school age, that we could say hello to a tree or people hug a tree, but just think about, and I think this is a good message about Tu B'Shvat. Think about a world without trees. What would that be like? And when we were looking outside the classrooms today, we looked outside and we saw lots and lots of trees surrounding the shul, the synagogue, but none of them had leaves except for the evergreen trees. And it's kind of interesting that when we celebrate, not the next holiday of Purim, but certainly the next holiday that Chazan was talking about, Passover, all those trees are going to have leaves. And we're going to talk a little more later about the different seasons that we're in. But we're in the winter season, and the only tree I really see that I admire is the one in Harold's background. And that's a pretend, I mean, it's a real tree, but a pretend, I don't know, it's a real background, but it's a pretend place to be. And certainly none of us are there right now, though, God, we would certainly enjoy celebrating Tu B'Shvat there. The last thing I want to say, until I talk again a little bit, is I just noticed the moon outside. And if anyone, after we do our painting, can brave the cold, this is pretty cold too, just now, and definitely windier than earlier in the day, the moon is full, right? Because we're on Tu B'Shvat, we're on the 15th of Shvat, which means in the 15th is always a full moon. And then on day one of the new month, there's really just kind of like a sliver. So look outside if you can, or go outside. The moon is really, really just incredible. So I'll stop talking because I think everyone is here for our painting and our guide. And it's great to see you all together for Tu B'Shvat.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Jerry, I turn it over to you and your blank canvas. Everyone has their blank canvas in front of them. And why don't you tell us how to get started? Because
right.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
All right, so I'm gonna angle it this way for me so I can paint, and then in between steps, I will turn it so that you guys can see what I have done. All right,
It's very rare that the Chazan says the words, I don't know what I'm doing here. Which she has like a plethora of talents. So I'm glad that you don't have all the talents, because none of us do, but that you are the artistic person.
Yes, growing up, I was the artistic and also the athletic one.
Yep.
She had all the drama and singing power, so there you go.
Well, you're saying, standard. That's good.
There you go. All right, my friends. So first off, we're going to start with a lot of white paint. So I have already used some of mine. So as you can see, it's like halfway empty. So you're going to open up your paint, your white paint, and you're going to squeeze a lot of it. I would say like a quarter size dollop onto whatever you're using to mix your paints. So for me, that's the rest of the tube, but it's a quarter size dollop to start off this first section. So we're breaking it up. We're breaking the whole painting up into quarters. So yeah, so here's my dollop. All right. So like I said, quarter size dollop. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your big brush, and we're gonna start with the upper right hand corner. So pretend you're gonna make a split into 4. We're gonna work in this upper corner. So what you're gonna do is basically cover the entire thing with white paint, and I mean really completely cover it, because this canvas soaks it in. So this is gonna take a bit. So you might need more white paint than just the quarter size. It's up to you, but you need to really cover it completely.
And so which season is this upper quadrant going to be?
So we're doing white, because white's going to be...
Who's going to guess? Who knows what season is white? Yeah, winter. Kaylin, you can answer it. You don't have to be shy.
Winter.
That's
Yes.
right.
And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is basically the underlying layer.
Just the top corner, the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, so if you can see, it's kind of hard to see the shimmer, but it's just the top right corner. So it's just the top corner is getting painted the
Does
white.
it matter which brush we use?
It's better to use the bigger brush. This way you get better coverage. I wouldn't use the foam brush just yet. That soaks in the paint too much, and you want to be able to put the paint onto the canvas, not on the brush.
Ah, see, these are things that I'm learning, taking notes.
Yes.
One day I'll be able to do a paint night if I do enough of these.
Sisterhood did a paint night a few years ago
Oh yeah, was it
in the
wonderful?
gym. Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
All right. So when you have that completely covered, you're not going to clean your brush.
Okay.
Just place it down onto a surface that won't get dirty.
Enough.
And you're going to get your cobalt blue color, which is a lighter blue color.
I don't have a cobalt. What else would
This one.
Like a light blue.
A light, whatever light
Yeah.
blue color you have.
Kind
So
of looks like a periwinkle.
yeah,
like
in the set that was given to us, there was two. There's a darker blue.
I don't have that set. So.
Okay, so whatever light blue you have.
This is a nice color. Yeah. Okay.
There you go. And you're gonna need a little dollop of that, like literally
a
a little tiny dollop, because you're not going to be using a lot of it. All right, so like I said, so you still have your dirty white brush,
Right.
okay? With that dirty white brush, you're going to dip just the tip, everyone see that, into the blue. You don't want to really dig it in there. You just want a little bit. Actually, I think I put too much. There you go, just a little bit. And then what you're going to do, you're going to start in the middle and you're going to stroke the brush towards the corner. Okay, so you're going to go like this. So everyone see what I'm doing? And if you need to add blue to your brush, you can. I actually had enough on mine. So you're going to make gentle strokes in the center of your painting.
How wide are we making it, or is it just one?
Basically, it's however wide you want it to be. So it's just in the middle of the white. It can be wispy. It can be as clear as you would like it. So that's how I did it.
Oh, I put way more.
That's okay. If you do more paint than I did, you can always add white to it on top.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So that's why we do the white on the bottom so that it blends. And then if you want to, you can always add white on top to blend it even more.
That's what I did. It's pretty good. All right.
Okay.
Not bad.
There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's your own version. So however it works out,
Beautiful.
it works out. There you go. Okay. All right. So now you can clean your brush.
All right. Can we take a break for a song?
Of course.
All right. Here is a To Be Shot song, one of my favorites. I'm going to share the lyrics on the screen with you while you clean your brushes. השקדי הפורחת ושמש בזורחת, ציפורים מראש כל גג מבשרות את בוא החג. ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות, ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות. הארץ משוועת, הגיע עת לטעת, כל אחד ייקח לו עץ, ועתים נצא חוצץ. ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות, ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות. השמש זורחת וחם מאוד היום, אני מקווה מזג האוויר שיישאר בהיר. ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות, ט"ו בשבט הגיע, חג לאילנות.
All right, so when you dry your brush, make sure it's dry.
Hazan,
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Rabbi.
I've been singing that song for many, 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 many decades. Until now, I did not know there were 3 full verses.
Hey! All right. Look at that. There are so many extra verses, just songs that we just kind of know, both in English and in Hebrew songs, you know, like, and I'm just surprised sometimes when I'm looking up lyrics and I'm like, whoa, that's a great verse. How come we don't sing it? So there you go.
Great. Folks, I need to step aside for a few minutes and come back. So I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. I hope we have lots more seasons painted by the time you get back.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, go for it.
Okay, just make sure your brush is completely dry so that we move on to the next corner. We're gonna work in the bottom right corner now. And you're gonna take almost like an orangey color. It's called vermilion. If you don't have vermilion, whatever orange you have is good. And again, a lot of it, because we're gonna be covering that bottom right corner with it. So again, a quarter size dollop.
Bright orange, is that okay?
That's fine, because
Yeah.
we're gonna be mixing in some red, so it won't be as bright. It won't look that bright, don't worry. So
Okay,
yeah,
who's gonna guess the season that we're using the orange paint for?
what season? Yeah, say it.
The
Yes.
fall season, that's right.
All right, so we're gonna take that orange, like I said, a lot of orange.
Oh my God, that's a lot of orange.
And we're gonna cover, well, we're gonna use it again later on,
Oh,
so
that makes
that's
sense.
why. So we're gonna cover that entire bottom corner.
All right. here we go.
Again, you gotta use a lot of paint to cover it completely.
Oh, this one's not as forgiving as the white is.
Exactly. That's why you need to cover it completely.
Okay.
Don't worry, rounding the edges. Sometimes if you need to, you can go back in the end and you can do the edges when you're done. Right now, just concentrate on the front and then.
Is it true that where the white touches the orange, the tree's gonna cover it, so I don't have to worry so much about it? Like that
Yes,
border?
it will cover it. There will be a nice big old branch right there.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yes, and also down the middle is where the trunk will be, so you don't have to completely worry about a nice neat edge. Just as long as it is covered, you are good to go. Did you make a mess already?
No, but I realized that my tripod is wood, and if I paint the bottom of it orange, it's going to paint my tripod orange.
Oh, should I put on mine also?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm not as clean as you are.
Almost done, not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not done yet either.
It's okay. I'm still not done either yet.
How's the Schultz family doing? You guys turned your camera off. Are you with us? Oh, there they are. I see them.
Put some
painting
more
away.
paint in.
All right.
Put some more paint in here.
So once you have that completely covered, I'll give you like
Yeah.
another
I need
minute.
minute. You need another minute? Okay, I'm gonna sing a little while we all paint. Okay, it's a short song. Very short. Here we go. Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu. It's like a bar mitzvah. Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu. Kvar charashnu v'gam zaranu. Kvar charashnu v'gam zaranu. Ava od lo katzarnu. Ava od lo katzarnu. Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu. Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu, Arta Alinu. I'm almost done. You guys almost done?
Yeah, just want to make sure it's covered well.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
getting there.
And again, don't clean your brush. You want to keep that color on it.
Ooh.
Caleb, bring it up higher.
Kayla, make your squares a little bit taller,
Yes.
right?
So
that they-
Caleb, see how it's touching?
Yeah.
Make your
Yeah.
colors touch. Okay, bring up
There you go.
your fall one a little bit more.
Yeah, let me see everyone's progress. You want to show us your canvases? See how we're doing so far?
There you
Hey,
go.
those are
Nice.
nice.
Good job. There you go.
Good job.
All
Yeah,
right.
let me see yours.
Don't let this orange dry too quickly.
Oh, okay. I'm stalling. I'm not supposed
Yes,
to stall.
don't stall yet.
All right, keep
All right,
going.
so now you need to a little dollop of your crimson red.
Crimson red.
In the kit, it's crimson red. Whatever red you have, it's like a dark red. Just a little dollop.
a little bit.
A little dollop.
Oh, you're very loud.
Oh,
Yes, a little dollop will do you. So again, same thing as we did with the blue, we're gonna do on the orange with the red.
All right.
So
Same direction?
Yes, we're starting it from the bottom corner and we're gonna go up to the top corner. So same exact direction.
All right.
Okay, you're making your little wispies.
Oh, okay, and again, the edge.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Bruce. Hi, Irene. You come to join us?
You can make it as dark or as light as you would like. It's up to you.
I need to pay attention. I told you guys, painting is not my forte, but I love trying new things, and I encourage everyone to try new things.
So there you go. So as you can see, the white has the blue wispies and the orange has the red wispies.
Ooh, pretty good. Let's see how I did.
Nicely done. There you go. And then you can clean your brush. Clean it really good.
I still need to cover this little edge in the orange.
It's okay. It's going to get covered eventually.
Mine is like a much lighter orange. Is that okay?
That's fine. We're gonna go. It's gonna go over with. It's gonna get covered eventually. So if you look at the finished one, it's gonna get covered with
Right,
leaves
stuff, right.
and the branch.
Yeah.
So it won't stand out too much.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
I don't know, Barbara, if you do it wrong, they're not gonna hang it in the mitt.
Oh, good job.
There you go,
Karen.
Kay. Nicely done.
You can have a nice long swing on that one.
Oh yes.
Okay. Now I have to dry.
Yes. Dry it completely. Make sure it's very dry. We want a nice dry brush.
Ooh,
And then-
still kind of orangey.
Well, then you gotta really.
Moshe, can you
Get it
I'll
good.
switch brushes then.
All right, so once you have a dry brush, we're gonna move on to the bottom left corner. And we're gonna use the color lemon yellow
Ooh,
to cover it.
it's like a light,
yellow
bright
out.
Yes,
neon yellow.
yes, it's a light yellow. So if you have like a true yellow color in your set, that's what you're gonna use. So you're gonna need a lot of that to
Ooh,
cover.
I like this color.
And then you're also gonna need,
Gold.
you're gonna need white again. Just
In the yellow?
off to the side because we're going to mix a little bit. So I'm going to reuse. So if you look at my palette, I have my yellow. It's like a quarter size again. And then I have what's left of my white that I'm going to mix with the yellow to create an even lighter yellow.
This is
So
more
if-
like a gold, whatever.
So you
Oh, that's
have
not too
to want
bad.
more white.
yes,
right?
you'll add lots of white then to that.
Make it light like a sun.
You want- yes, you want-
sun.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take your yellow and then take your white and mix. So you want an even lighter yellow. So it's kind of like like a canary yellow, like almost like
Yes.
There you
Here's my
go.
white paint.
so it's a lighter yellow. So if you can see, there's the darker yellow, the original yellow, and I mixed it with
Okay.
the lighter to make
All right,
light.
let me-
And then what you're going to do is you're going to cover that bottom left-hand corner again completely.
All right, Kaylin, what season is this one?
Summer.
Summer. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do in the summer?
Go to camp.
Camp. I love camp. How many people went to camp when they were young? Nice. How many people still go to camp?
Don't camp, you know?
Absolutely. Listen, I think my parents are currently in adult sleepaway camp down in Florida. For the
Yes.
remainder of their,
Okay.
retirement.
It's not as, it's a little different shade, but I guess it's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, it's whatever summer you want it to be. It's all good.
Oh.
And for the summer, the bottom and between the fall, you can leave space because that is where the trunk is going to go. So if you
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to completely touch up the orange and the yellow, it's fine. You don't have to because a nice thick truck will go there. Trunk.
Nice. All right. Sandy, when are you going to start painting?
I'm just the observer.
Listen, every artist needs a fan, right?
What?
Don't let him fool you. He's one of the judges.
Uh-oh, I didn't know we were being judged.
No, I'm just the observer.
Called in a ringer to paint for me.
They should have you, you know? You don't have to.
Of course.
Now this one you can let dry and not mess with it because we're not adding any other colors on top of this yellow.
Okay.
This is going to be just pure yellow.
Pure yellow sunshine.
And then when you're done with it and it's completely dry, this could be the corner that you sign it if you want.
Oh, smart. Every artist has to sign their artwork.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, that's okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo, everyone. Look what I did. So what happens now?
So she accidentally rubbed into the orange and put it onto her yellow. But guess what? It's okay because that's where the trunk is going to go.
Yes. Okay, so I don't
And a branch. So we're okay.
Okay.
She'll just have to specifically place her branch over that little mark.
Okay, I'm also gonna is it help if I put a little more yellow on top of it?
You might spread it even more.
Even if I go that way?
It's up to you.
I added a little bit orange, but I'm covering it with yellow, and it doesn't. It doesn't show up.
That's
Okay,
great.
I'm
And
gonna start playing.
when you're done with the yellow, you can clean off your brush.
All right, time for another song while we're cleaning our brushes.
Sure.
Drink some of that delicious
Oh,
wine.
if everyone has any wine, now's the time to drink your wine. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, v'chalav u'dvash. Eretz Hey, Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. Eretz v'chalav, achalav u'dvash. All right.
Okay. All right, moving on to our last
Ooh.
quarter.
Making progress.
I need another.
Yes. So our last quarter is going to be our spring.
Is it gonna be
All right, so
green?
you're gonna take your
Good guess.
what did I use? Oh,
We have two greens. in
we
here.
do have two greens, yes.
Like a dark green and then like a minty
So you're gonna
green.
take your Viridian, which is like a lighter green, and you're going to yes. The name of the dark green is quite funny, but we're okay. So you're gonna use your light green and put a quarter size of that into your little mixing plates.
Okay, quarter size of the light green.
Quarter size of white green.
Meridian.
And yes,
Viridian.
Viridian.
Yeah, or light green.
Whatever
yeah.
light green you have, but we're going to make it lighter.
Kind of like a tealish light green.
Yes.
Oh, well,
Can we use Hooker's green?
we'll
Yes.
try another one.
Yeah.
Hooker's green. Hooker's green is later.
So we're gonna need the Viridian. We're gonna need some more white. So if you
Okay.
ran out of white, add more white to your little palette, your mixing palette, so that you have plenty of green and white. So almost the exact same amount. And then you're gonna take that darker green.
What's happening?
Oh, here we go. Hooker's green.
You're gonna take that darker green, and you only need a little dash of that for right now. You don't need a lot right now. We can always add more. So you need
Did you
about,
go over?
all right, so you need the light green. You need like a quarter size of the light green. But it's more like a grass green if you have that. And
A little bit, right? A little bit.
quarter size of the white and the grass green, and then a little bit of that dark green.
Okay.
Can everyone see my palette? See the colors? There you go.
Yep, good.
All right.
We'll try this.
So when you're ready for that, we'll move on. We're going to cover that top space by mixing the white and the green again. So the
dark
white,
green or the light green?
I'm going to get there, kiddo. The light green, you're going to take it, put it in the middle of your palette or wherever you are, whatever you're using, and mix it with the white. So it actually gets lighter. You want a lighter green to play with. All right. And then brush off your brush a little bit. You're going to take a little bit of the dark green to mix in that mixture already. Everyone see what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're mixing it up. So it will be a good mix between the two greens. If you want to lighten it up, you can. It's up to you. It's your background for your spring tree.
All right.
All right, and then you're
Filling it.
gonna cover that upper corner completely.
All
and-
right. Okay.
And if you get a mixture on the canvas itself, it's okay. Eventually, you're really not gonna see it much because it will be covered by leaves.
All right, while we paint this upper quadrant, Rabbi, I'm going to turn it over to you for a little teaching because this takes some time.
Excellent. As long as people could like think, paint, and listen, that's great. And if you don't listen, I wouldn't know, so that's okay. So Tu B'Shvat, if when I first started talking about it, I said it wasn't really a holiday when it was first mentioned in the Gemara, in the Talmud, but like lots of things that Jews have done over the years, it expanded into a more involved holoday. And even I would say in most of our lifetimes, looking at people who are here, certainly amongst the older half of the people here, we have seen Tu B'Shvat celebrated, commemorated in different ways. So there's a story that there was a rabbi in Sfat, and Sfat there's a lot of Kabbalism, Kabbalah, mystical kind of thoughts and connections with each other and with Kadosh Baruch Hu and with God, and that one of the rabbis on Tu B'Shvat ate 15 different fruits.
Oh, I heard this. It's cool, yeah.
Now, 15 to me is a really big number. I think today in our society, we could probably go into a store, certainly a fruit store, and find 15 fruits. And now that Chuck is on, I think my presentation needs to be changed because I noticed that there are probably 15 dried fruits behind you, Chuck, and not even counting the chalva. But back in the time of the Middle Ages, I don't know how in Israel they were able to get 15 fruits, right? Like today, we can get nectarines and peaches and cherries from South America, and we can get stuff from California. But that's another tradition to observe on Tu B'Shvat, eat 15 different fruits.
Rabbi, can I
Another,
pause for
which I
one
think
second?
some people,
Sorry, can I pause you for 1 second before we go on to your second point? Jerry,
please.
while the paint is still wet, we need to add a darker color or something.
No, so
What are we going to do while the paint's still wet?
all right, so between the green and the white light blue area, you can add more white to make it more of a combined color, so it is more mixed in.
Okay.
Okay, and then again, the same thing with between the green and the yellow. You can mix it so that it is
Come on.
combined so that it will, if you need to add more yellow, you can do that.
Now, Rabbi, of these 15 fruits, have you tried all of them?
No, but I want to expand upon it and say like we can have 15 different liqueurs or 15 different kinds of wine. Right? Okay, I'm glad I got one thumb up and one left. That's good.
Cheers.
And that that could be our Hergic tradition. What is that, Chazan? I can't.
This is sparkling rosé.
Bartenura.
The Bartenura
excellent.
sparkling rosé.
Excellent. So there is another tradition to have a Tu B'Shvat Seder. I know some of you have participated in that this year and previous years. And I think that on our Facebook page, we're going to have a link, if it's not already there, to a really great Tu B'Shvat Seder that Merkaz, which is kind of like the political conservative organization. Oh, excellent. So Khazan shared that with the team today. It was a partnership between Merkaz and the Cantors Assembly, right? And it was just really fascinating having people from all over the world participate in the Seder. And one of the strong traditions at the Seder to make it like the Pesach Seder is these 4 cups of wine. Going from a pure white wine, completely white, to a rosé, to a dark rosé, to a full body kind of red Merlot kind of wine. And that both brings up the tradition of Pesach when we have 4 cups of wine at the Pesach Seder, which is a much more widely observed part of being Jewish. But it also ties us into the uniqueness of Tu B'Shvat. There's one other thing I want to say about Tu B'Shvat, even though there's even more, which we might get into later. Many environmentalists and people like, I'm going to say many people on the screen right now, are concerned about the environment and our relationships as human beings to God's world. And we often sing at Hallel, Ba'aretz Natan Livnei Adam, that the ground, the earth is given to people. As of a few weeks ago, we can now, say the words climate change, and people actually in all different offices believe in it. And as Jews, we really have a special obligation to the earth and to the environment. And Tu B'Shvat, for some people, has become a, not just a tree hugging kind of holiday, but a day where we remind ourselves, we should care more about the environment. We should do something. We should take on a new kind of responsibility. So to me, one of the most amazing things about Tu B'Shvat is that it was really not even a holiday. And over time, it's become, certainly not a major holiday like, Pesach or Hanukkah or, Rosh Hashanah, but certainly a much more significant holiday than it once was. Okay, Chazan, I am done with part 2.
Excellent. Okay, so I figure looking at the time, it's 7:24, taking into account our break for Minions. So we're going to do one more big step. Then we're going to let people kind of work on that big step. We'll break for Minion, and then we'll come back and finish the painting. We're not going to actually go anywhere for Minion. We're just going to pause and stand up where we are and pull out Cedarim instead of paint brushes. So that'll be about the break. All right, Jerry.
Okay, so now this is mostly dry, hopefully. If it's not, it's okay, because you can always fix it after it is dry. It's not a big deal. But we're going to start with the tree outline. So you're going to need your, it's called raw umber. So it's like a brown color, a dark brown, if you have a dark brown. And you're going to use a lot of it. So again, you do the raw umber, baby.
The second to last one. It's called the raw. Yeah, that's the one.
Again, quarter size dollop of it, possibly more, depending on how much you need to fill in your tree, because we're going to use other colors to fill it in.
I have a milk chocolate and I have acorn.
You want a dark brown. So here's mine. If you can see how dark it is.
Yeah, it's like a real deep brown kind of color.
Almost black.
It's like a mocha, like
Everyone
a really
who's
dark.
joining us for Minion, we're just painting for another 5 minutes, and we're going to break for Minion. Just hang out with us and watch our tree.
And I have a Nashama callback concert that I have to tell.
Oh, fun.
All right, so you're going to take your big brush or your small brush. It's up to you, depending on how thin you want your lines. And we're just doing the outline of the tree. During everything else, you can always fill it in. So you're going to take a little bit of the paint. You can see how much is on my brush. It's really not that much. And you're going to start with almost like a wide C in the fall area and a backward C in the summer area to start with the trunk. So you're going to do like that. And almost around the same area in the other side. So basically like that, almost like an hourglass, opposite hour. Yeah.
Ooh la la.
All right. Once you have,
That was bad.
and it's okay if it's not filled in, you can always go back in and fill it in later. So that's not a big deal. Then what you're going to do is, this is where you create your branches. So you're going to take your brown again, and I'm going to put a branch along the line of the fall to the winter so that it will hide that division. So I'm going to put the bottom of the branch there, and then I'm going to bring it in right here and make the top of the branch. Now I'm going to make it wide at the end. Everyone see how I made it wider at the end? Almost, and then we're going to make a V shape to split it into 2 branches. Everyone see how I did that? All right. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side to create a branch. Now you can create branches wherever you want. So I made this side more angled down, if you can see it. See how it's more angled down, whereas this one was kind of straight across.
I see it, I see it.
And then you're going to make your top part of the branch. Again, I'm angling up so that I can create that V to make a separation for the branches. And then you can always add branches below it by making more of a Y shape hanging off of it. Don't worry about filling it in now. You can always fill it in later on while we're doing minion. And then to make your branch going into winter, kind of want it to go all the way off the page, the canvas, not the page. And we're going to make that one a wide branch. And we're going to bring it up like that.
Oh, wow. Yours is so much better than mine. All right.
Not a competition.
Not a competition. So as you can see on the one that I did originally, I created a bunch of different little branches coming off of that big wide one. And I'm going to make my V pretty wide on that. Again, it's just the outline. You don't have to worry about filling it in just yet. And if you don't want the branch there, you can always wait till it dries and fill it in over with white and blue and whatever colors you need. There's really no wrong or right way to do this. You can fill it, make branches wherever you want.
Oreos. There's no wrong way to eat an Oreo, too.
Yes.
Reese's.
Oh, Reese's also?
Reese's.
Reese's, yeah.
You can make branches however you want. It's okay if the colors are not dry completely. As you can see on my top here, my green and my white is not completely dry, so it doesn't quite show the brown. That's okay. You can go in afterwards after it's dry. Make your branches however you want. I definitely suggest making them go off the canvas so that when we cover it with leaves later or snow later, you'll be able to see them. And like I said, you can always add smaller branches after the fact. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's however you want it to be.
I want it to be pretty,
Well,
but
of
I don't know
course.
if I can make it so pretty. We're working on it. It's all good.
It is 7:30.
All right.
And it's just the outline. You can fill it in when
All
you're
right.
ready.
So we'll keep making some branches and painting some stuff in. All right, we're gonna pause for Minion. Let's see, who's on? Who would like to lead Minion? Jay, I see you lurking in the background. Are you interested in where are we supposed to be with this tree?
Okay, so if you were able to start filling it in with the brown, that's great. If not, you can fill it in. I started.
Is it worth it using a bigger brush than than this one? Or is this the biggest brush?
Use the brush. Don't
Okay.
use the foam brush yet.
Okay.
Yes. So I wasn't liking how my branches were looking in the winter side. So what I did was I waited till that brown was dry, and then I went over with the white and a little bit more of the blue just to try to get it to, fade in.
All right, so I'm filling in this
So
tree.
fill in the inside of the tree, color it in with your brown. All right. And then what you can do is to give it some definition is take your burnt sienna color and give it a dollop of that on your mixing plate.
Like a lighter brown?
Yes,
like
the lighter brown. And while your trunk is still wet, you can use the lighter brown to kind of give it a little definition of that curvature for the tree. Okay, and if you want to, you can do that with the branches also. Just make sure the dark brown is wet on it. If it's already dry, you can always go over it again and give it a little definition of each branch and the curvature.
It seems very high quality.
So that it's kind of, I don't know if you can see the lighter brown, how it kind of gives it a little extra definition to the tree. And then by this point, your background should be completely dry. so you can completely fill in your tree, I should say.
All right.
Doing great.
How many people have a lot of tree to fill in?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna keep filling, and we're gonna sing another song while we fill, because there's nothing like singing and filling, right? That's like a thing we do. So for me, the brown that we're painting reminds me of dirt, right? Or
Yes.
tree,
I
right?
ran
So
out of my
here's
brown.
my pioneering song where we're going to work the land a little bit.
Need more of this?
Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom. Echalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz, echalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom. Echalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz, echalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz. So this is a pioneering song, meaning it was sung in Israel as they were like working the land, as people were first getting to Israel. And so you can kind of feel by the tempo, by the rhythm of the song, that you're meant to be like working with a tool in the field, and you're taking a new dig at that dirt every time you go. So I want you to think about that as we're going to sing it one more time. Here we go. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom. Hechalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz, hechalutz leman avodah, avodah leman hechalutz. Last time, here we go. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly. Zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom golly golly, zoom golly golly golly, zoom.
Now Zoom Golly Golly has come on with a new meaning in COVID.
Oh, what? Oh, zooming now.
Zooming.
Zooming. All right.
As
We're
we-
zoom golly gollying right now, right?
Exactly.
If you want to get more definition when you're doing your branches, you can switch to your skinny brush to get more of those thinner brushes. That's kind of what I did to get the definition for those skinnier branches. You can fill it in with the skinny brush, and if you feel like you're gonna be too clumsy with the big brush to get all those details in, you can definitely switch to the small one. It's totally whatever your comfort level is.
So two more things about Tu B'Shvat, which I would say maybe people don't necessarily know. One you might remember from Hebrew school days, and that is eating carob, which is that dry boxer, that like long dried fruit that you broke your teeth on, and where at least my memories, it was just tasteless and kind of gross. In Israel, they have fresh carob, which is really very tasty. And that's based on a story, a midrash of a sage going to sleep for many years after planting a tree, where somebody asked him, "Why are you planting a tree?" Because a carob tree takes decades to bear fruit. And he said, I'm not planting the tree for myself or my children, but I'm planting it even for future generations, which is a great Jewish teaching that we don't just do for the here and now, but we're constantly planting seeds, especially those who like work in the world of education. We are constantly planting seeds for the future. And the last tradition, which I only learned about a few years ago, and this is going to be like a little tease so that maybe some of you will join us Shabbos morning where I'll talk about the answer, is Tu B'Shvat is also known as the holiday for the birds. Holiday for the birds. And Barbara, did you learn at the Tu B'Shvat Seder why it's also, no, okay. Anyone want to venture a guess? Okay, great. So there are two reasons. and we're going to discuss them on Shabbat morning. One I actually
Yeah,
just
I like it. Come
one
back.
I really just learned today because it's really kind of like a little bizarre. But we'll discuss it on Shabbat. So we're still going to be together a little bit because there's still some work. But Jerry, really, this is just happened because you're here. Like, without you, we could not have done this. And it's kind of like maybe a nice new tradition that it's a great way for Herjik to celebrate Tu B'Shvat, painting and learning together and singing
Of course.
together.
I
So
love
thank
it.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi.
All right. While you are doing your shading of your tree and filling it in, if you would like to, there's a little, you can add some little dollop of black to add some definition to your winter section. So what I did, then also on my trunk, I used the lighter brown to make the heart with the skinny brush, and then I used the black to, kind of shade in so it looks like it's an indent. And then I also use the black on the branches as kind of again, a shading so that it looks like, there's more definition.
Oh, wow.
So you can
Okay.
use your skinny brush if you want to do that.
Looking
And you just
over
go along the upper edge.
all this
You're
painting,
giving them the
This is
the
the
behind the
whole,
scenes.
camera setup
That's like the
here.
behind the scenes look.
Professional, hard
So
working.
you're only doing it on the upper side of the branch. And also don't forget to put your snow on your winter branches. When you're there, you just a little bit on the inside of the branch, however you want it.
I'm making my heart.
There you go. You can make your heart. It doesn't matter which order you do it in.
You said put the light brown around the
Yes, the
heart?
light brown around it first, and then do the black on the inside. And again, with the snow, you can create snow however you want.
Oh, someone's got music in the background. I like it.
Oh, I didn't know I was unmuted because that's Miss Common Cold.
Oh, that's okay.
It's all good.
I was digging
Right,
in.
okay. It's a total one of them in New Jersey.
Oh, I see. All
What
right.
did you say about New Jersey?
Bye, everybody.
Miss Common Cold,
Good night.
Tu B'Shvat.
Rose, you did a great tree.
Happy Tu B'Shvat.
congregation in New Jersey. Well, she's not there, but it's a talk on it.
Neshama Kaba.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I do with the white?
All right, so the white, you're gonna use your skinny brush,
Everyone else do white on their tree?
okay? And you're gonna work in the winter section, and you only need a little dab because you're gonna go along the edge of the branch.
Gail, how you doing? You keeping up with us?
You're gonna go along the inside edge of the branch to make
With white?
with
Okay.
white, yes. So you want to see a little bit of brown on the side of, so you're kind of not going on directly on the edge of the brown, but kind of on the inside of the branch. So it looks like the
Okay.
snow is kind of sitting on the branch.
Cool. Look at that. We get a concert, a paint night, learn about Tu B'Shvat. It's like a one-stop shop over here at Herjik. Rachel, how are you doing with the kids? You still on? You still with us?
Muted if you want to respond.
I guess we lost her. They're still signed on, so they were doing good before.
Doing good, Gavin.
I'll make sure to send them the recording if they need to finish.
All right, so once you are done with your shading of your branches and your snow on your branches, it's time to move on to the leaves for those branches.
All right. Rabbi, how's yours coming along?
Mine is just not there, but it's in a pile. Now that I know how to do it, I'm going to find time to do it.
There you go.
And not have one if you have one, you know.
Listen, we'll hang them in our office. We'll have like matching paintings.
We could replace some of the stuff in the hallway, you know.
Oh, there you go. That's actually not a bad idea.
If you want to add snowflakes to your winter section, you're going to use the back of the brush,
Oh, okay. I like this.
dip it into the white,
Okay.
I got
and you're just dotting on the blue area because you're not going to really see it, you know, if you go straight onto the white. So you dot and you keep reloading the brush, and you dot, so that you have a bunch of snowflakes. Pretty much wherever there's blue, you can make however many or however little you want.
Do not put a hole
Snowflakes.
through the canvas.
Yeah, don't press too hard. You're just dabbing. A little dab will do you.
What if you
Yeah,
dab
real
on
cream.
top of the branch? Would that look weird?
If you dab on top of the branch, you dab onto the branch. If it's your painting. It's wherever you want it to
I'm
be.
asking the professional here.
It'll look like you have a snowflake on your branch.
Oh, that's perfect. I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, you
See,
want
Nothing, I have to go to a webinar,
Have fun.
but you can see this is,
Good night.
I don't know if it's showing up at all. No, it's
No,
not.
Oh
Oh,
no.
let me see. Can you take a picture of it and send it to me?
Yeah, I guess so. But that's why my phone's not here. Later.
Later.
Enjoy your webinar.
Enjoy.
All right, and you can do as many or as little as you want.
Okay. I did dots on my tree.
Okay.
Go bless you.
Bless you, Liberty.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to.
Guys, here's mine so far.
Very impressive.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our spring section. We're gonna use the foam brush.
Yeah, I've
yes,
been
use
waiting
foam
for
brush.
that.
this one.
It'll make coverage so much
Oh, this one.
easier. You know, the black tipped
Oh,
foam
black
brush.
one,
The
Yes.
black one.
All right, so you're gonna, if you need more of the Viridian and the dark green, you can add it to your palette because we're gonna be using those two colors to mix to our, to make our, the two colored greens, the dark green and the lighter green. You're gonna need both of those again. All right, so you're gonna take your brush. I wouldn't recommend going straight with the flat edge. I would use the corner. So
Do you have
that,
to mix it first?
no,
or
you don't mix it.
Oh, don't mix it.
Don't
okay.
mix it. It's okay if it
I
does.
did mix it. They're
Okay.
just touching next to
So
each
you're
other.
just gonna dab it into the corner, and that's how you're gonna go onto your, to make your leaves. You're just gonna dab it onto the branches.
All
It
right, let me
can
see you dab.
pretty much go wherever you want, in any direction you want. If you need more, you can go on. We're gonna layer our greens, so it doesn't matter where you place it. You can always add more later. So it's pretty much wherever you want. You can switch it up to make some dark green if you want.
Unstable?
And if it mixes on the canvas, it's
I don't know.
okay because it's
What does it say then?
a big pile of leaves basically on the tree.
Big pile leaves on.
Yep, and you're covering the entire, almost the entire spring section, spring area with the dark and the light green. It's okay if you go over your branch. If you don't see your branch as much, that's fine. You want to see it just peeking through, that's okay too.
It's picking up some of the brown. That's all right.
That's
though.
okay.
Okay.
All right, if you want to make it some little areas that are darker on top of the branch so that it really looks like it's on, you know. Yeah, and then whenever you think you're done, you can be done with those greens because we need to add some flowers.
Oh, wow.
Good.
It's going over.
Fine. No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
So like I said,
Everyone having fun?
there's no right or wrong way to do your leaves.
I'm having a good time.
It all kind of will come together in the end. I think I like it the way it is, so I'm going to leave mine the way it is.
Let's see yours.
All right. Here's
Oh,
mine.
wow. You have, okay, I need to cover Speak faster.
So you can kind of see the branches peeking through. And again, it doesn't matter how it looks. It's your tree. However you want it to look, it's up to
so
you.
Nice.
Cousin, it's not a competition with your sister.
Listen, I'm not gonna win this competition if it is. So I came into that knowing this.
We're gonna judge it after it's all done.
Oh, I appreciate that. All right, not bad. I got like a tree going.
Very
Not
good.
bad.
Good.
Kaylin, you're doing great.
Good job, kiddo.
I think my niece even's beating me over here.
No, I don't think so.
All right, I think I'm done with the leaves.
All right, so
Gail,
when
how are your leaves? Your leaves going good?
Really?
You're like in the same boat as I am. Barbara, how are your leaves?
I can do, actually. It's a fun night, so that's what counts.
there you go, exactly.
All right, what's next?
All right, so when you feel your leaves are done,
Yeah.
you're gonna use some of that crimson red that you poured before with your big brush, and you're gonna dip into the crimson red. Okay.
Oh, I still have it.
So you're gonna dip into your crimson red, and then you're going to make dots on the tree, basically, wherever you would like to place a flower. So it might mix in with the green, that's fine. You might have to re-dip into the red. That's fine also. Now, we're not making specific flowers, we're just making flowers.
That's like another level,
Yeah,
right?
so this is, it's more abstract.
Abstract flower. My flowers look the same as my snowflake.
That's okay, because we're going to add, after you get your red down, don't clean the brush. You're gonna go into the white, little dab of white, and you're gonna go directly on top of that red. If it mixes and makes pink, there you go. You have a pink flower.
Look at that.
All right, you'll have different shades going on there,
All right, all right. I
different
like it.
textures. All you have to do is dip right onto the red with the white.
Yeah.
And you can keep dabbing with the white until you get the color that you want.
Huh?
So it's really,
It's like cherry blossoms.
yeah, if you want to call it that. All right, so, it's however you want it to look.
Beautiful.
All right. And you can clean off that brush.
Okay.
I'm not using the
All right, so now we're going to move on to the fall area, the fall section.
Okay.
And we're going to use our little sponge.
Okay.
Now we're going to need a new color to add to our already color. We're going to be using the vermilion again. Sorry, not the vermilion. The vermilion, the orange, the red, and that yellow that we originally poured for the summer. And then we're going to add a yellow ochre color. So more of a gold color.
I need another.
What's my order?
All right. So now you have 4 colors that we're going to be using for our fall leaves. We have the orange, the red, the bright yellow, and the gold and yellow color. Let me know when you guys are good and we can move on.
All right, so how are we putting these leaves?
All right, so again, we're using our little triangle sponge
Got it.
or wedge
And
sponge.
we're using the yellow you said also.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like we have 2 yellows, an orange, and a red.
Yes.
Is that right?
Correct. Like a darker golden yellow, a brighter yellow, like a sunny yellow, the red and the orange. All right, we're good?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm not good yet.
All right, so we're gonna take the tip of, okay, hurry up, kiddo. Okay, you're gonna take the tip of your sponge and we're gonna start with the golden yellow color. That'll be our base. So you have a little bit on the corner and you're gonna place it on your fall branch, sticking over on the edge, like right here on the edge, so that it looks like you have a bunch of leaves on the end of your branch. So we're going to do it here and then also in the corner so it looks like a pile of leaves. All right, and you're just going to dab. It doesn't matter where you do it. Again, it's going to be However, we're going to layer the colors if you need more paint. Okay, you make your pile in the top by the tree, by the branch, and then again on the bottom. Okay, and then you just kind of go back and forth between all 4 colors, however you like it. You add it however you want. If you like it, you leave it. If you don't like it, you can always add more on top. But you're just creating a pile of leaves on the bottom of the corner, bottom corner, and then by your branch. Again, just layering the colors however you want with the sponge brush. I like to add a little of that bright yellow to like kind of give it a pop sometimes, and then the red helps also. And then when you like it, you leave it. You don't add any more because you don't want to mess it up.
That's the problem. If you put too much, you can't take it off.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
You good? Good. All right. And then, like I said, when you think you're done, you can be done.
Beautiful, Kaylin. Beautiful. Showing
All
up.
right.
All right. I think I'm good.
Okay. So you're going to put that sponge down.
I got my leaves. All right.
There you go. All right. So now we're going to create our little tree swing.
This I'm nervous about.
Okay. So you're going to need your skinny brush. You're going to make, with your skinny brush, you're going to take 2, you're going to use that golden yellow color that we just poured. And you're going to make 2 lines going down, starting at the top of the branch, kind of curving it a little bit at the top, and then straight down on the bottom.
Show it again.
Sure. So you take it, and you're going to start at the top of the branch, curve it a little down, and then go straight down with your skinny brush. So I'll do it in real life also here.
In real time.
In real time. So you kind of start with the curve. Yes, you got to commit to your curve. You kind of want to make them parallel because it's a swing and, you kind of want it to be even. And if you want to go in and fill it in, you can make it as long as you want. It's up to you. You can fill in your swing, your strings or chains or whatever you want to call them after you've drawn them by adding with your skinny brush. If you want to make them thicker, you can make them thicker. It's up to you. You make them skinny, however you want them to be. And again, however long you want it to be. All right, and when you're done with that, you can rinse off your skinny brush and clean it off completely and dry it completely. I'll wait till everyone's done with that to move on to the next step.
Okay. Skinny brush.
Skinny brush again.
All right. This wasn't so bad. I
See?
got like lines.
Actually, yours look better than mine.
You have to, the problem is you have to like really commit.
All right. So after you have your strings, chains, whatever you want to call it, hanging from your branch, you're going to go back to that dark brown that you used to fill in the trunk. And you're going to create a rectangle underneath for your seat. So you're going to connect it straight across. Doesn't have to be a thick rectangle. Skinny, however you want it, Just making a rectangle, and then you're going to fill it in. All right, so that you have your seat for everyone to sit on when they go swinging on the tree.
All right.
So there you go.
Am I a little too thick for it? Okay.
That works too, whatever you need it to be.
Apparently lines are easier to draw than rectangles.
Well, you draw the line and the lines for the rectangles, and then you fill it in.
There you go. It's a true
All right.
teacher talking right there.
When you deal with 4-year-olds all day, you learn how to teach them
Patience
draw how
of
to.
a saint, 4-year-old teacher over here.
Yes, you teach them how to draw rectangles. All
You
right.
could teach a 4-year-old to paint. You could teach me to paint.
All right, and then.
All
Oh,
right.
we forgot to do our leaves for the spring section. We didn't do that. All right, when you're done with your
All right,
your
my
swing.
fall section's looking good.
All right. You leave that alone. You can add leaves to your spring section, but not as thick, sorry, to your summer section, but not as thick as your spring. You go back in with your black foam brush, which already has the green on it already, and you do some sparse leaves on the branches that are kind of hanging out with the two colors. So some branches over here, you can put some leaves on there. You don't have to commit to too much because it's summer, you know, and it'll be fun.
What's on the summer one
Summer's
again?
supposed to be carefree and
What's
fun,
on
right?
the summer?
That's right.
Summer
Couple
is
branches.
some leaves, kiddo. Here, look.
Couple leaves.
Couple leaves.
Happy
Okay.
little leaves, as Bob Ross says. Happy little
Happy
leaves.
little leaves.
I have to make the sound when I do it, right?
Remember, don't go too heavy though with these leaves because it's not as thick and full as your spring tree,
Okay.
your spring branches. But it is still branches and they still have some fun to them in the summer.
Okay, how am I doing? Pretty good?
Very impressive.
All
Looks good.
right. I have Rabbi's approval.
And
Okay.
that's it. You're pretty much done at that point. Kaylin, stop, move that.
Yay, we did it.
That's it. And if you want to, in the bottom right corner or left corner where your summer is, you could sign it. You could put your initials, or you could just leave it the way it is.
Can
A work of art.
everybody hold up their picture
Yeah.
to the camera? I'd love to see how everybody's pictures came out. Wow,
I
Caitlin,
like that,
beautiful.
Kay.
Barbara, very nice.
There you go.
It looks better from the distance.
Gail, let's see what yours looks like.
Yeah, I don't think you want to, but I'm not really
see
done.
for sure.
Whatever you did.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah, great job.
Very impressive.
Excellent. Rachel, are you still on? I'd love to see what you guys did with the kids.
I don't think they're still on.
I don't think she's still on. All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much to all of you who joined us, for my sister for her time and effort in putting this all together. There you go, a nice close-up view. To Moshe for being our AV guy and giving us the behind-the-scenes camera
over that way.
views. There you go. Thank you so much for joining us. Rabbi, you have any words that you'd like to share before we sign off?
Sure. It's just take a step back and think where we were an hour and a half ago with this blank canvas.
Yeah.
And Jerry certainly kind of led us, not kind of did, but it was really each of us, though I did not do it, individually making our own art. And I think that teaches us a powerful lesson. And it's great that we were able to do it at Tu B'Shvat. I think it's a great tradition to have. And we are going to think of some holiday where we can do this 4 cups of wine, not just Passover, but we'll add that. But really, I'm glad to see all the work, and Chazan's going to take some screenshots, and we're going to be able to, show that to people who did not participate with us.
That's right.
That's really great. Very impressive. Barbara, everyone's is really, it's great. So thank you again, Jerry. Have a great night, folks. Happy.
I have a lot of cleanup to do now.
Oh, Rachel.
Oh, there they are.
Rachel,
Oh,
let
let's
me
see.
see. Oh, beautiful.
I'm gonna wash my hands first before I touch my laptop and all that.
Kids finish theirs too. Oh, stunning. Very nice.
That's great.
Awesome. I hope you had fun. Thank you for joining us.
So much. It's great.
Bye, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, everybody. Lila Tov.
Yeah.